sure you check them out beforehand as well to see if they're worth, taking time to kind of meet them a little bit more. Also with that, all vendors might not be great, but they might offer you, a awesome like deal. But if you didn't do your research, you might just fall into it and agree, and then you're stuck with this contract. Also, if there's certain vendors that you want to talk to, have your list of questions. It's totally fine to have that and ask them questions, and that way you don't forget because you might be a little overwhelmed. So it's good to just have them there so you don't miss anything. And of course, if you decide you like them and then you want to continue more, then you can always set up a consultation outside of that event and then get to ask them a little bit more of what you want. But yeah, number 4 is items, all the fun items that you get. You get a lot of things from the vendors. You get their pamphlets, their cards, all kinds of goodies. Some have, like, if you do cakes, they give out cake. They give out, there's just so many things. Like, it's a lot of stuff. You end up with a lot of paper. So what they do, usually most of the time they'll give you like a bag. So for this particular one, they gave you one of these bags, and that's awesome. But sometimes if you have a lot, it might break or it might not be, have enough room for whatever it is that you need. So I mean, they'll give you this way. You can bring your extra one, so it's good to bring an extra bag for just your own bag to have that. So what we ended up doing, my friend held onto my bag. She was a big help. Kind of, made me focus on what I needed to do, and I just handed her the things, to her. She took care of the rest. So for this one, whatever, if there was vendors that I was like, they're okay, but I'm not too crazy about them, but let's keep their information just in case. I'd give them to her. She put them in this bag right here, and then the ones that I totally wanted to do research for, when I got home or a little bit later, then I would put it in my own bag and keep them there. That way they're separated. I don't have to go through all of them and, then forget, which ones, I liked. Also, if the event has like a list of the vendors and they give you a pamphlet there, it's good to put like a little star next to the ones you like too, so that way you kind of keep it in order or write it down, on a paper. So that's good. They'll give you a lot of that. 5, vendor policy. Just like I said before previously, make sure you know the policy for the vendors and make sure that they're, able to work with a lot, or if they're like specific or strict on certain things, make sure you're informed before you sign anything with them. Make sure that you do like I said before, your research on vendors. Make sure that certain vendors that you have chosen can work together or are allowed to work wherever you're getting married, vice versa, whatever. It's very important to know that. Contracts. A lot of them will do specials. Most of them actually will do specials if you book the day of the show or a couple days later after the show. They give you like a deadline. So just make sure that you read over the contract if you're going to do that, because you don't want to sign something and then be stuck to something that you're not going to want at the end. Also, if you're going to go there for like booking, like I said, like if that was one of your goals to do, then make sure you bring your checkbook with you. That way you can just get that taken care of there. Or if you don't know, but you think you might have an idea, then I'll take your checkbook just in case. If you have they find a good deal or something that you really like and it's worth it and you've done your research on it, then you can do that. Go ahead and, take your checkbook just in case. But it's very important, of course, like I can't stress it enough, that you do your research. The contract, they'll have like a special that you'll get like a certain percentage off, or you'll get, let's say for photography, you'll get your engagement session for free if you sign up with them today or whatever. So if you already know that you wanted this photographer or this caterer or this venue and you've already done your research, or you've even gone to go, check them out or had a consultation with them or whatever, and they just happen to be at this, event, then you can go ahead and go there. They might have a special and you might get a discount. And if that's, that's what you want to do, then that's awesome, because then you'll get something, percentage off or whatever they're offering. So that's good. But if you have no idea and you're just signing because it sounds like a good deal, I would wait, if they do have like a midnight deadline or whatever, then do some more research. Do some more research when you get home. Don't think, don't feel too rushed about it and then make a bad decision over it. So just be careful with that. wedding email. Make your own wedding email. Do a separate email than your regular email. I did that, and it's helped out a lot because you will get tons of emails after the events. So it's good to just make a specific, just wedding email for that. So what I did, I had my wedding email. I used that, and then after the events, I still keep getting all kinds of crazy emails. So if I would have used my regular email, that it would have just been crazy. I couldn't have gone to my personal emails, and it would just take too long. So I used that, and so since we have our venue and our wedding photographer now, what I did once we signed the contracts, then I would have them use my personal email because those are the people that I'm going to be talking to, whenever there's something needed, or if I need something, or if they need information from me. So that's when I thought it was okay to give them my personal email because it'd be easier for me to just get it instantly and see it rather than digging through all the wedding emails that are in there or whatever. So then that's okay to do. But before, there's no reason. If you want to keep them in your wedding email and do that, then that's fine. I just didn't want to scroll through all those wedding. I guess you can do search them, but it's easier this way, and that's my opinion. But before that, just keep them on your wedding email. Once it's said, then if you want to, you can use personal wedding email, personal email. I'm sorry. So do that. It'll be the best thing you can do because it's a lot of stuff, and then they'll call you too all the time. So yeah, just be careful on what you put down. If you don't want them to call, just email instead. Then don't put a phone number in there. So that's that on that. The other thing, which was awesome, is stickers. Do labels. Make your labels. Order your labels. Whatever. There's just like little sticky labels that you can order on Staples. I did mine online. You can design them however you want, and then you can order them. They can send them to you, or you can pick them up the next day at the store. Mine's the basic things I put in. I put my name, my phone number, the wedding email, and then of course the date of the wedding, if you have the date of the wedding. So they come in sheets like this. First I'm using most of this sheet. And then you can just bring a couple to the bridal show, and then whenever all the vendors will have little sheets with them for you to put down your information if you want them to call you or if you want to know more about them. So you can put that there instead of sitting there going through every station writing down your name, your phone number, your email, all this stuff, and your wedding date. Just grab your little sticker, stick it on there, and move on to the next one, so you don't have to worry about that. They were really helpful. They're super cute. I can't show you all my